We are live in Portland as the Trailblazers are about to go into this interconference contest. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. And that one's good, Ingram. Brent, this should be a very intriguing matchup. Both these teams feature some very athletic players.
Well, if we get out in transition, Kevin, there's definitely some top 10 moments that are going to come up. A bunch of high flyers on both of these rosters, and we expect to see a lot of airtime from these players tonight.
Just 5 to shoot. Portland needs to get off a shot. And the wide open shot from Avdija. 6 the triple.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
On the wing, Barnes. Screen by Pirtle. And that one's good, Barnes.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Now, here's Simons. The kick out to Williams. Back to Simons. Here's the three. The Trailblazers with the new shot clock. Goes back up. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And Simons doing a good job operating and getting to his spot in the mid-range.
And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
Now, here's Thibault. Following the miss by Scotty Barnes. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
You know, something that Williams does so well, as soon as he has inside position, he just goes for the finish.
Now here's Ingram. Back to Barrett. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
At the top of the key, Williams. Back to Simons. Portland moving the ball around. Here's Ayton. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. And Barnes has got the ball here for Toronto. Back to quickly. Barnes the screen. From deep. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Portland trailing here. Outside, Avdija.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Ayton inside. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
The defense gets physical, but Ayton doesn't seem to get knocked off of balance. That helps him to keep the focus.
They retain possession. And the dunk by Barnes. 1:36 left here in the opening quarter. Outside, Avdia. Offensive rebound. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Scotty Barnes picks one up. Brent with Avdia. There's a versatility to his game that not many players can claim.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a great point. He does things on both ends. Sometimes defensively it goes unnoticed, but this guy can play a lot of different positions and is very skilled. He contributes in a lot of ways to his team.
Now, here's Quickly. Still without a basket. Good on the three-point shot. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Blazers are in the midst of a rebuild. Coach Chauncey Billups said it's been a tough couple of years. I'm just here every day grinding through it, helping my guys the best I can. I'm ready for that challenge and that pressure to go out and compete with these best teams. But in the NBA, Kevin, this sort of thing takes time.
A lot of time, but the West is tough, David. Thank you. For Jakob Poeltl, his parents paved the way for him to become a professional athlete. And I'd say Brent did a good job.
Well, it's a good point, Kevin. They were doing some blocking of their own, just not basketballs like Jakob does. Both of his parents, members of the Austrian national volleyball teams, and building some roofs on some people trying to put down a few slams.
And now, in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. A three-pointer, no good. Here's Kamare. It's good from long range. 8 seconds left in the first. To the inside. Poeltl. And the dunk by Poeltl.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. The Raptors out in...
The Raptors, 16.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
They just couldn't seem to know what it was that they needed to do and how to stick them from outside. The defense pretty lost.
And Poeltl sends it back. It's Ingram on the wing. No good from outside. And here's Portland, trailing by 2. Grant outside. Pass to Sharp. It's Henderson on the wing. Back to Sharp. This one for 3. Toronto grabs the miss. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Brent, the Blazers had a real chance to win some titles.
Oh, man, they ran into some great teams, too, Kevin. The Bad Boy Pistons and then the Bulls, obviously, with Michael Jordan. Winning a title in those days took something special, and the Blazers were right there.
And here's Ingram from the arc, and it's Ayton with the rebound. Trailblazers trailed by 4. Offensive rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Here's Barnes, and he banks in the layup. Barnes has got the lead up to 6 now for the Raptors.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Fast break, Toronto. Back to Poeltl. On the wing quickly. Back to Poeltl. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Ayton. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Ayton throws it down.
Yeah, Ayton out there playing poker with the flush.
Barrett for three. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Henderson with it. Now guarded by Virgil. Here's Kamare.
Already a gifted passer, Henderson has solid vision for such a young player.
Quickly looking it over. Barnes outside. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
For the 3, and it's Ayton with the rebound. Henderson outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Some solid defense from Ingram. Raptors with the lead. It's Barrett on the wing. Hits the three-point bomb. Barrett's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A really good focus from RJ there. I think that improves his percentages.
Pass to Kamare. And here's Henderson. Here's Kamare. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Scoot Henderson picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul. On the floor for
Here's Barnes. He's got 9.
Robert Williams.
Takes a 3. Avdia with the rebound.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming.
Now here's Simon. 3-pointer. The putback. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pass to Barnes. On the wing quickly. Back to Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding and rising up off the ground.
Simon from outside. That'll do it for the first half. Raptors lead by 7 from Portland. We're back in a moment.
The Raptors, 27.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. 7-point differential. And when you're a knockdown shooter like you were, with the kind of athleticism that Anthony Simons possesses, Brent, you're in rarefied air.
Yeah, no doubt Anthony, one of those guys, really tough to stop. You got to pick your poison with him. That quickness and his ability to get to the rim, though, that can impact what they do offensively.
Williams can't get it to go. Raptors leading by 7. Now Dick. Here's Castleton. And he uses the glass on the layup. Castleton's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for Toronto. Takes a step back. Pass to Ayton. Back to Simons. Jacks up a 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Simons has got 5 points so far.
Well, Simons loves to take threes. He's dependable from there.
Here's Shed, covered by Simons. They set the pick. Here's Mobo. Clock is at 3. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Dick off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Here's Shed. Scoreless thus far. Castleton And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
He hits both from the stripe.
It's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Pass to Ayton. Outside, Simons. Back to Ayton. Bounce pass from Williams. Here's Avdia. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And that's now 7 points for Deni Avdia. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Anthony Simons came into the NBA at age 19, and he's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA, and confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you, D.A. Thank you so much. Hey, Brent, what's one area where we really see these Portland Trail Blazers excelling?
Well, they're great on the offensive glass. They have presence on the inside. They have a ton of focus on just collecting rebounds. So great at retrieving those misses.
And the dunk by Dick.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that. This is what he does. Find space on the perimeter and then sink the three.
Toronto working the ball around now. Pass to Battle. Dick with it. Defended by Thibault. Here's Battle. Shoots over Avdia. Battle misses. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Now, here's Avdia. Can't get it to fall. Here's Mobo. Hands it from downtown. Mobo's got the lead up to 10 now for the Raptors.
Pretty much no one's going to pass up a shot like that. So much for the defense.
Outside, Avdia. There's a screen by Williams. Pass to Thibault. The rebound by Shed. Raptors leading by 10. Here's Dick. And the dunk by Dick.
And just a strong finish. The D just one step behind on that play.
And Greg, that's all he needed. That's a dunk this crowd will remember for a while. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Toronto foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Sharp. Hasn't made one yet.
Oh! Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. And Sharp, no good on that one. That shot is off. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's
The Raptors, 4D.
the fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so quickly, we'll bring it up for the Raptors. Barnes outside. Ingram outside. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. And the Raptors lead by 13.
Ingram has the skill to do that. A nice job setting up and receiving the pass.
Second personal foul. First team foul. On the
The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. Nailed from three-point land.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Pass to Pirtle. Here's Quickly. It's good.
Quickly didn't hold back there, taking some contact inside if he has to.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Now, here's Sharp. Now, Klingon. Defended by Pirtle. Sharp. And Pirtle sends it back. Here's Henderson. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
Substitution on the court.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. To the paint. Here's Boucher. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Henderson outside. Outside, Walker. Pass to Benton. Now Klingon. Clock at 6. Here's Sharp. Sweet little floater. Sharp's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, he'll find a way to score near the bucket. Even if Sharp has to go to a high degree of difficulty attempt, he'll score.
Now here's Ingram. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And the shot is good. And the Raptors lead by 12.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Here's Henderson. And then Henderson with the dunk.
And Henderson doesn't need any extra motivation to head straight for the rim.
Pass to Boucher. Shoots over Klingon. The kick out to Barnes. Back to Boucher. Tries it from 19. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist.
Now that's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
Down low. And it's Klingon with the jam.
It doesn't get any easier than this. Klingon looks to slam that one down whenever he gets a chance.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
And it's Klingon with the jam.
Ooh, rising and punching it on the young fella. You know he loves having that much of a height advantage. Best chance to get yourself on the highlight reel.
And Scoot Henderson picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Onside, Barrett. Back to Quickly. Onside, Barrett. 4 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Here's Quickly. In the corner, it's Boucher. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And it's Quickly in the corner. Buries the long-range jumper. Quickly's got the lead up to 13 now for Toronto.
Defensively, you can't afford to give him that kind of look, especially down this many points.
Teachable moment there. Lapses like this are backbreakers.
Back to Avdia. Yep, it counts.
Now, there's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Raptors.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket, didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jakob Poeltl.
Well, the tone was set by him defensively tonight. Recorded a number of blocks, and that was a big difference maker, intimidating the other team.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
When you add the length to the skill set that Brandon Ingram brings to every game, you really have a tough matchup for any opponent.
Grant, that's good. And so Quickly will bring it up for Toronto. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Outside, Barrett. Barnes left side over Grant. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. From deep three-point land. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win.